Alright, this is the Tier 2 U.S. cruiser, the Chester. Tier 2 is a very entry-level ship, and you'll definitely see the ship plays like an entry-level ship. It's kind of hard to find good things to say about the Chester. I know I should, but sorry. It's a good springboard for learning how to angle and use islands for protection. So here she is, getting ready for battle. I want to draw your attention over here to the left bottom of your screen. You'll see a compass icon with the ship in the middle, and you'll see the 6 little guns around the icon there. 6. This thing only has 6 guns. And you can only bring 4 to bear at a time. 127 millimeter, I believe. So it doesn't have a lot of guns, and an 8-second reload isn't that hot either. But she'll still put out the damage, as you'll see here. She has high explosive and armor piercing shells. I'm going to switch to HE because I'm expecting that the first enemies I'm going to meet will be coming straight at me. If you got an enemy nose on or tail on to you, you're definitely going to want to use high explosive, not armor piercing. Use armor piercing for broadsides or at closer ranges. Anyway, we got 3 caps. We got to either capture the caps or sink all the enemies. Usually you'll find people out there in the low tiers just want to go out there and sink all the enemies. But you'll occasionally find a few who like to play strategy. Win. So there's a Dresden beside me. I'm going to go ahead and move forward a little bit in the video. Now on the mini-map on the bottom right, we've seen an enemy appear at I3, but okay, we got one at F4. That's the one I'm looking at. So I'm going to lead him with about 10 seconds. Let that fly, see where that lands. And 10 seconds is pretty darn good. I'll actually lead by 8, and I'll do a little bit better. And he's already turning toward me. That's good. Good for an enemy. He learned. I know I'm going broadside onto him, but what are the alternatives? Take a look at the mini-map. You'll see me at about D6.5, 7. And the ship is pointed towards 3 other enemies. I would rather be broadside to 1 enemy than broadside to 3. And keeping your nose or tail pointed at the enemy is a great way for their shells to just bounce off. That is proper angling strategy. So I'm about to get a rock in between me and him. And the 3 other ships are really close now, so I've got to focus on them. So I'll go ahead and start turning. That is a Dresden. That is a very capable enemy ship. Oops, don't want to shoot and hit my own guy. Thanks for cutting me off. Might be able to shoot right over his bow. Yep. Okay, that Dresden has decided I need to go. So I'm gonna get on the throttle, get on the rudder, and I am moving out of here. He's fairly well armored too. Using high explosive, I should be able to start a fire. There we go, got him. Okay, and there's a destroyer. Right back there, he's letting fly. Now, you see this torpedo icon up in the middle of the screen under the word destroyed, as well as down by the lower compass icon. You'll see the torpedo there as well. You'll get to learn all about those. Those tell you about torpedoes. Anybody's torpedoes, even your own. There are no friendly torpedoes once those things are launched. Okay, we got rid of him. Now I'm using the island as cover. That's just pure coincidence because it's there. Otherwise I'd be headed straight at this guy. But an island will protect you. It will protect you from gunfire, and sometimes it'll protect you from being spotted. Alrighty. So I should be using high explosive because he's nose on to me. Oh, there he goes. Now he's turning. Never mind. Okay, he's gone. And we got another Chester over there on the enemy team. And 3 shells and every one of them bounced. I should go to high explosive, which I'm switching over to right now. Okay, let's pause for a minute. You see the mini-map right by the B-cap, those 2 friendly ships there? Well, they're right there. They are using that island for cover. Because we know the enemy is in C-cap. So I'm going to zip ahead in the video a bit. And that is an enemy team, and the ship is a St. Louis. That is a very serious threat. St. Louis has got more guns than they know what to do with. But 1 shot for the lead shows that a 10-second lead is a good lead. I'm going to go ahead and land some shots on this guy. Well, got his attention. So the first thing I do is hit the rudder. I think he's going to run aground. Yep. So he has run aground, and he's taking a few hits. I think I'm going to get rid of him here. Oh, come on. He's only 6.5 kilometers away. There we go. And there's one more enemy there. He's also sailing to Chester. And he's gone. Well, in that battle I lost about 20 to 25% of my health. I landed 40 hits with 34 penetrations, 3 did not pen, and 3 ricocheted. It's not bad. Let's see how I did there. Under team score, I took 3rd place in points, 1st place for number of sinkings. And this is the screen for those who just love statistics. All kinds of statistics here about the kind of damage you did, the potential damage, etc., etc., etc. So, out of 33,171 received, after service, repair, resupply, I'm left with 30,435. For a tier 2 ship, that's not bad. You can make some money with this boat. Actually, it's kind of hard not to. Even with 6 guns. You can see that she's an early design, World War I. She's got 6 turrets, each turret with 1 whole gun, 127 millimeter with a reload time of 8 seconds. That's pretty lousy. 180 degree turret time of 11.1 seconds. That's not so good. It's acceptable. A maximum dispersion at long range of 97 meters, which is actually quite accurate. She's also got secondary guns, 76 millimeter and 76.2. She does have 10,000 plus hit points, which is pretty good, and you'll see why here in a minute. Her secondary armament has a 2.5 kilometer range. Anything getting within secondary range is going to find themselves with a lot more holes in them. Secondary guns only fire high explosive. Her AA gun is, yeah, one gun, 30 cal. Probably would have been better to move it aside and put something else on board this ship. 3-kilometer range. Her maneuverability, 24 knots, which isn't half bad for a ship of this era. Rudder shift time, 3.8 seconds, which is really good for a cruiser. But that doesn't mean that the turning circle radius is good. It just means that the rudder shifts from its maximum left to maximum right turn. And in this case, its turning circle is 460 meters, which is about 3 city blocks. Not that good. Concealment, detectability by sea is 8.5 kilometers. Her main gun range is 9.3. Once you fire those guns, though, her range probably goes to 17 kilometers that you'll be spotted from. Now, this ship is definitely buffed, and I'll show you that here in a minute. Let's take a look at the best thing she's got going for her, armor. You can see her citadel there is quite low to the water. It's going to take a very, very precise hit to nail the citadel. You can do it. A battleship can do it no problem. Now her guns, which are almost hard to see because they're so darn tiny, hold 6 kilometers. And then she's got some more armor on top of her citadel, 38 and 22 plating. And then her superstructure is probably around 10. Nope, sorry, 6. And then she's got the regular side plating. That doesn't sound like much, but for a Tier 2 ship, that's actually not half bad. And she can hold her own against other cruisers, maybe not the heavy cruisers. She cannot hold her own against battleships. So do not go up against a battleship, not unless you've got friends along. What she's really made for is taking on destroyers. Alright, let's take a look at her modules, her upgrades. You can see the first thing I went for was the gun control system, which took me from 8.4 kilometers range to like 9.6. Glad I went with it. The whole upgrade does a lot of changes. It gives you 2 more main guns. Without that upgrade, you only have 4 main guns. It gives you more secondaries. Without the upgrade, you have only 4 secondaries. So the whole upgrade is worth every penny if you're going to hold on to the Chester. Now with her gun upgrade, you gain 1 second of reload time, so reload is 7 seconds. The turret rotation goes from not so good to not good at all, 21.6 seconds. Realize that most battleships are 30 seconds, and they're huge, huge guns. This ship has tiny guns, so the turret rotation is a real letdown. And there's more damage done by the shells if you go with the upgraded guns. All in all, the hull recovery and the firing system control is definitely one that you want to go for. You've got 1 slot for optional upgrades. Let's take a look at what those are. You can go for main armaments modification or have your magazine improved. But with the armor on this ship, I just didn't think it was needed to go for the magazine improvement. Ammunition and consumables, you've only got your 2 types of shell that you can fire, that never changes, and your damage repair. So that's it. That is, well, let's take a look at the captain skills, sorry about that. It's orange right now because the captain was transferred in from reserve. he has not really had any training, so he's undergoing training now, which means that all of his skills are reduced by 50%. But with it, I went with ship survivability to speed up the time of repair, putting out fires and flooding damage. I went with an increase in turret rotation time. That's right, even with an increase in turret rotation time, the turret rotation is still not very good. I also went with high alert. This speeds up the repair party. Always a good thing to have. But this next one, you'll find last stand is really a big help, especially in a destroyer. Battleships, you almost never need last stand. Destroyers, you need it a lot. A cruiser, well, it comes in handy. What it basically allows you to do is to keep going if your engines are blown up, and allows you to keep turning if your rudder is blowing up. So that's a nice thing to have, because once you're dead in the water, everybody's going to shoot at you. Sometimes even your own guys. Alright, that's it. Thank you for watching. That's the Chester. Stay safe and have fun.